Bring it.
Blog Talk Radio.
Another Two Lit Tuesdays right here on Endie Fiya with your girl Nakia. I am so excited to be here with you guys this evening. Still tired as I was yesterday evening, and it's just Tuesday? Yes, but it's Two Lit Tuesdays. So, and then I have some very, very special guests here with me this evening, so they're gonna keep me alert and excited. So I'll be all right. I'll be all right tonight. But I want to just briefly recap last night's show, talk about Thursday night's show and what's going to go on Friday, and then jump into this interview because I love these guests this evening. I really do. I love all my guests, but I really love these guests that are on tonight. Shout out to Mello Makes Music. You guys, I don't know. I'm really feeling him. I don't know. We're going to get him on the show. He keeps fighting me, but we're going to get him on the show. That's Disposable that you hear in the background. Last night, if you missed it, we had hip-hop musician Nels, the artist, on the show from New York by way, I should say from California by way of New York. Yes, if you missed that episode, you got to check it out. It's available on iHeart Radio, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, all those good spots. Coming up on Thursday, we had a monkey wrench thrown at us this morning. Billboard chart-topping artist Hydrogen was supposed to be here, but not sure what happened. But nevertheless, we had to flip some things around, and now we have singer-songwriter and award-winning author Ross Victory is going to be here on Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, all right, out of Southern California. I think he was supposed to be here on next Tuesday, but now he's going to be here on Thursday because he has a new single that's dropping on Friday. We make it happen, all right, guys? And then on Friday the 19th, it's like National Wine Day or Wine Lovers Day or Wine Drinkers Day, one of those, but you know how I do when it comes to wine, so we got to talk about it, right? We got to talk about it. So, we'll be here 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday to talk about National Wine Drinkers Day or Wine Lovers Day or something to do with wine. We'll be here. All right? So if you cannot make them all, please, please, please do not miss them all. Okay? All right? Good enough. Release dates, February 19th, 2021. Stockholm, Sweden, Story Metal Trio Pressure. Y'all recognize their name? You know what I'm talking about now? Yeah? Okay. All right. Get excited. They are delighted to be delivering yet again another riveting and mesmerizing track from their up-and-coming album. Right from the opening, laughter and guitar riffs from the heavy guitars. The song just keeps your ears at attention and wanting more. Olof's growling but clear tone just grabs and brings you inside the track. This single release is from the trio's up-and-coming album, which will be self-released sometime late April, early May. The latest single from Pressure continues to express the ins and outs of life's pressures. This particular track relays the message of how society perceives people. The man centered in the song is strong within himself. The track pushes the genre of music Pressure intends it to, which they are calling story metal. Story metal combines characteristics of traditional heavy metal with elements of melodic rock with a little of focus on the vocals. The beat varies as the mood of the song is written to reflect a true experience, challenge, emotion, or occasion. That's a quote from Simon Forso. The term story metal was first used in 2020 by the Swedish story metal band Pressure, who plays story metal with 3 guitars and recorded drums and bass. Story metal definitely describes the concept of their songs and for the up-and-coming album. The work of the melodic rock band hailing from Stockholm, Sweden often focuses and embraces the pressures felt from everyday existence. Their lyrics ably demonstrating that there are 2 sides to every story, the good and the bad. Every song has a double meaning, and they truly see music as a tool to handle the different pressures thrown at us from the modern world. Endie Fiya, I welcome back to you, our listening audience.
Thank you very much.
Story metal.
Glad to be here.
Swedish trio.
Thank you. Hello.
Pressure.
Woo!
Hello, guys. How are you?
Really fine, thank you. If I have to be totally honest, a little bit tired, but
back.
Great.
Yeah, you're tired too. I'm exhausted. I am exhausted. Oh, you know what? Let me also say, and this I haven't formally made the announcement to let everybody know what's going on, but we had some issues with our trophies, guys. This is also our 2020 Best Rock Song, or these are also our 2020 Best Rock Song winners. Pressure. All right.
Yeah.
We had some issues with our awards.
So
they were delivered here to us, and all of them had to be sent back because Endie Fiya is spelled a little differently than your typical word fire is. Yet it means IYA, not FIYAH, not FIRE. And even though we proved what was sent in for every single trophy, 23 trophies, we proved the FIYA. They came to us as FIRE, a huge typographical error. So they all had to be sent back, and they all had to be fixed. So I'm now waiting for them to come back to me so that I can get them all distributed out to our winners. So that's the holdup, because you guys should have had them last week. So once I get them back to me, then I'll get them out to everyone. But yes, these are our 2020 Best Rock Song winners right here. I mean, you're going to hear the track in case you've been under a rock somewhere and you might have missed the winning song for Best Rock Song. You'll get to hear it tonight, the album version. All right? I just wanted to put that out there in case some of you guys may not, know what's going on with the trophies. There you have it. And if you might have missed their interview with us last year, so we're going to just pedal backwards a little bit and give you a better introduction of the band Pressure, and then fast forward and bring you up to speed as to what's been going on with them since we had them on the show last year. All right? So, guys, how did you all meet, form the band Pressure?
Yeah, we all met not at once. It was actually Emil and Simon who met up first. So I think Emil could start the story about how Simon and he met.
So okay. So me and Simon, we met a long time back. Actually, it's is it more than 10 years? 12 years something, Simon?
13, I think.
13. Oh, don't mention the number. Anyhow,
No.
it was me. I'm actually a jazz saxophonist player from the beginning, and I've started to play guitar, and I played for a year or so by myself, and I met this friend of mine that told me, well, Emil, you need to go and try this guitar teacher that I have. He's really a cool guy, and yeah, I think he sort of fits your liking. So I went there, and ta-da, there was Simon. So Simon was my guitar teacher from the beginning, and we could sort of played for a little bit more than half a year, and then Simon invited me to one of his parties, and we sort of got along there and had a lot of fun. And in the middle of this thing, he tells me, Emil, you need to go out and play. I don't remember if it was he asked me first a few weeks before this, and it was this night. He then afterwards told me, Emil, we have a gig in one of my bands in 2 weeks, and the bass player is not available. You can play bass. And are you serious? I never held a bass in my life. So
Oh, wow.
Me and him, we had a long talk, and more or less rehearsed 24/7 for 2 weeks to learn all the songs. And after this, Simon thought it was a good idea to bring me into this band, but playing guitar instead. In this case, we could sort of broaden the repertoire using songs that sort of require two guitars. And me and Simon, we were playing in sort of the cover field for many, many, many years, playing at weddings, parties, clubs, company parties, private birthdays, and whatever, for over 10 years. And I think it's Simon's turn to take over here.
Yeah, sure. Brilliant. No, I mean, I must say that when I got Emil to one of my parties, it's one of my famous or infamous barbecue parties. It's a lot of fun, a lot of people, and what happens there stays there. So,
Except
I
when someone records it.
I have leverage on a lot of them on movies. That's a good thing. That's one of the reasons why I got Emil to play in the first place. No, always good to have leverage on your bandmates.
Yeah.
Then I always get what I want. Just a good tip for everyone. The fun thing, we toured all over Sweden. We played these parties, as Emil said. We played all over it, but after 10 years, and the cover scene and the party scene, you're playing the same songs over and over again, and we have played we did so many gigs, and we got a bit not tired, but a bit. It was like a normal work, and we lost a bit of our creativity. So we actually thought that okay. We need to change it up to put in another gear. So I started rearranging all the songs, and I started to make them heavier. And after that, this is not enough. So I started rewriting the lyrics, translating them, putting them into Swedish, and I started changing the melodies, and I started changing everything. And we have changed a lot of people in the band during the years. And at this time, I was actually singing. And that's not so good. So we thought that we should be having a real front man, a real lead singer. So I could just do my solo part. He said, yeah, me and my guitar, we're very close. Don't tell anyone. And then we actually started looking with. We said, okay, let's do this. Let's find the right person who can really bring out the message here. So we started. We did auditions. We auditioned a lot of people actually, and not that one. Oh, not that one. And we were very picky. And it was always that me and Emil, after we had left, the person went out, and we were, yeah, okay, next one. And then one day, in came a strange fellow. His name was Olof. And what did you think happened there, Olof?
Yeah, you want me to take over? Yeah, I was searching for a new band to play in, and my goal, not goal maybe, but I was really fine with playing covers. So first when they put the ad out, they told me in the ad that, yeah, we're searching for somebody to do the front. We're doing a little bit of covers, and we arranged them a little bit. And I listened to one of the clips, and I thought, yeah, this is something different. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know yet, but let's go and meet them. So I went there, and suddenly there's a guy opening the door, and I think, who is he? What's he doing here? And he said, you're the singer? And I said, yeah. And I thought, how can you know? Because you're not one of the guys that I'm going to meet. That was because the picture that I saw was of Simon when he was 100 kilos heavier than he was when he opened the door. So I didn't recognize him at all. And they brought me in, and we did the gig and or the audition, and I got home to my wife, and she asked me, "All right, Olof, how did it went?" And I said, "To be honest, I have no idea. I met these two really nice, crazy guys. They do covers that they have taken rock and pop songs, and they translated them into Swedish, but they don't sing about what the songs are about. There's a totally different meaning. So you recognize the song, but you don't. You know, I heard this song, but everything is wrong." Kind of feeling, but in a good way. So I have to sleep over this, because this is kind of could be one of the best thing that I do, or it could be the most crazy, stupid thing to do. And I thought, when I woke up, of course I'm going to try it out. If it's the most crazy thing I do, well, let's do it. And if it's the best thing, I don't want to. So that's when I joined the band, and then how we formed Pressure. When I met the guys, the band's name was actually Crow, and we didn't think much about that day when or the following weeks when I started rehearsing with them, and we started playing all of their songs and doing some changes with the key. I'm a pain in the ass in that way. They always have to change the key, maybe not only once, 3 or twice. So when they started learning the song bar, now it sounds good. But if we change the key even one half step, this tone will be even better. Listen to this. And they, all right. And they were actually really nice guys. Yeah, we can do that. That sounds good. So thank you, guys. But then when we played together for maybe half a year, we said we should record 1 or 2 of the songs and put them on Spotify, because when we're gonna search for gigs, it would be really good to have some of the songs out there so people know that, all right, this is really how you sound, and a good sound, not only for the rehearsal studio where you think everything sounds So we started to record some of our songs, and in that process, we had one song. We said, but maybe this is a little bit too look alike like the original. Let's try and do something else with the riffs, and let's try to do something else with the melodies. And when we were finished, we listened to the song and said, "There's nothing left. Nothing at all. Not the tempo, not the riffs, not the melody, not the lyrics. Since we translated it into Swedish to be something totally different, it was nothing like the original song." So we said, and when we recorded it and listened to it, we said, this is so much better than all of the other stuff we're doing. So why not try to do songs totally on our own? And Simon said, yes, I have a few drafts, maybe 50 of them, but I can show you a few. and that's where we started to do our own music. Simon normally always has a draft or two or 50, and he shows them to us. And you can tell them more about what you do, Simon. But in that process, we also started thinking of the name Crow Show. Is that really what we are, Crow Show? And when we had a few songs and we went over the lyrics, we thought everything that we write about is different kind of pressures, good ones and bad ones. And we put a lot of our mind into the lyrics, like you, when you did your fantastic presentation of us, where you can interpret the song in normally two different ways, a good one or a bad one. So the pressure doesn't have to be good. It could also be bad, depending on the listener and how you interpret the song. So we said, why not call us what we write about? Different kinds of pressures from society, from friends, from your loved ones, from yourself. And that's how we came up with the name Pressure. That was the start of Pressure, and
Olof, you know the name Crow Show. I was singing, so you can do the math there.
But you do really good backup singing, my friend.
Yeah. Perhaps so.
Yeah.
I love how, and maybe because you've probably been doing this for so long, how you can, kind of like the ping pong effect, how you so eloquently can bounce from each member to collectively tell your story, from beginning to end, to incorporate every single aspect of how you started, and then you come to this culmination of how you are where you are now. I love it because there are so many dysfunctional bands right now, and I mean dysfunctional probably in a good bad way. They're not unified at all. They can get on stage and perform and make it look lovely, but to sit down in an interview, they can't. You go ahead and answer that. No, you answer that. No, I got it. No, I'm gonna grab this question. No, they can't collectively come together and make that sound as eloquently as you guys did. And I don't know if it's because you have the longevity together, if you've rehearsed it so many times, if you have a script in front of you. I don't know what it is, but you guys did that so perfectly. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I know a lot of bands, the duos that can take a lot of pointers from you guys. That was perfect. Do you have any bands, famous bands that influence your musical style? I know when I first heard about you all, I don't even remember now how I found out about you or how you found out about the show, but you had that title, the melodic rock band, and I wanted to dig deep, how you came up with that title. But now story metal is what you are going by now. But and I know there may not be a lot of bands who are going by story metal, but are there any rock bands or, soft metal bands, or if that's even a term, soft metal? I know hard metal and heavy metal, but I don't know if soft metal is one. But are there any bands that have influenced your musical style?
Yeah, go ahead, Simon.
Yeah, okay. Actually the term story metal is we kind of invented that. We wanted to we wanted to do something different than all the other heavy metal bands out there, and we have a couple of really large differences. But one of the largest thing is that we have come to be is that we actually I collect stories. I'm listening to a lot of people. I'm talking to a lot of people. I'm doing a lot of things myself. I'm saying, if you want to write songs about life, you have to dare to live life. You have to dare to put yourself in a situation that you need to face your fears, face your demons. You have to. How can I write a song about a real passion if you haven't felt that passion? Do you know if you know a passion? A passion cannot say if a passion is good or bad. A passion is an urge to do something. Mm-hmm. You need to do that. You are driven by a passion, and if you haven't felt the passion, how could you write about the passion? Or if you and that comes to every little story that I do. I have actually a little book that I collect story ideas, and I usually do the raps for the songs. As Olof said, there is a lot of music in my head, and I go into a kind of trance-like state when I write. I get an idea, I get a quote, I get a story, I get a emotion, I get something. Okay, I need to do this, and I get a little bit in my head, and I just pick up the guitar and I start writing, and no one can talk to me. It's impossible. You can say a whole school, a class of children screaming, and I don't care. I'm writing my song now. The thing is that I usually write a song in 2 or 3 hours from start to bottom. And then I do it all. I record drums, bass, guitars, vocals, everything. And here comes the answer to your question. I know that was a bit long, but that's me. Always babbling too much. The thing is that I actually get my inspiration and motivation to write and play and do the story metal thing from so many different artists, and from myself and from the guys and from everyone that tells me a story or let me experience something. And the meaning of the song is if you take a band like AC/DC or Guns N' Roses or something like that, you can hear on their sound, you can hear this is a typical AC/DC song. But on Pressure, we try to reflect the pressure that we write about in each song. So one song can be really funky, almost like a rock and roll song. Next one is a really hard-hitting thrash metal song, and the third one is a soft power ballad from the 80s kind of song. So we don't put ourselves in a typical style. We get influenced by the mood of the pressure that we write about. So that's why we cannot say that we take inspiration from Queen or Iron Maiden or Megadeth. We take inspiration from the mood of the pressure that we write about. That's the meaning of story metal.
Okay. Now you've mentioned that I've heard you say you, Simon, a lot when it comes to the writing and the creative process of a lot of the music. But is there a collaborative effort when it comes to the creative process and the writing?
Yeah. We usually do. When I have done the drafts and show them to the guys, sometimes they say, okay, we cannot say this, and we just put them in the trash can or something like that. But if we agree that this is a good song, I leave my draft to Olof. He rewrites the lyrics to fit his style. He kind of interviews me what I really mean, because when I have flow written a thing, then it can be very clear for me, but not for anyone else. So he takes the song, he refines it, he changes the key, always changes the key, and sometimes the tempo, and and he does a lot of harmonies. He does some rephrasings, and then leave it back to me, and I re-record the drafts, and we do this a couple of times. Emil is always reviewing our work. Oh, can't you do this? This needs more passion. This needs more. People won't understand this and this and this. So we listen to that, and so each song has their own elements, and we all have our own part of the song. So that's really important. Most of the ideas are from me. The refinement process and the creative way of pressure, that's all of us.
Right, before we get into your first track, I want to see what the answer to this question is going to be. Maybe it's going to be the song that we're going to play. On which of your songs do you think that you have delivered your best performance so far, from either an emotional or a technical point of view?
That depends on the day, actually, which song I should say. But if I say technically, I think it's from the singing, Beaten But Not Dead, because it's pretty high key for me, and I'm exhausted every time I've done the song, really exhausted. But emotionally, I think it's a song that we haven't released yet, that is Where Are You Now? It's also we have recorded it in German, Wo bist du jetzt? And in Swedish, Var är du nu? And that's the power ballad that Simon spoke about, that will be released on our album. That's a really emotional song. I had a friend of mine that lost his child in cancer, almost by the time that when we were in the middle of the recording of that song. So for me, it was really emotional to record that song. And I don't know about you guys. Emil, would you give your answer?
I think it's sort of. This creation process has been quite a long time now, and I think my focus and the view have changed over time. The favorites sort of have gone from one to another and then back again. But I think, let's say, technically, I would say it's also a song that is not, which will be on the album as well. Emotionally, I think. It's hard, but I like Beaten there as well, actually. But there are so many of them. I like all of our songs. But
good answer.
But I would say So this up and coming, no one can hear you is I think is one of the toughest technically that we do for my part at this time. What do you say, Simon?
Okay, if you say all of them, I have to say none. Then they're just bad. All of them. No, okay. No. Don't listen to us. Okay, reverse psychology. Doesn't that work?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
This is
So,
why you're not the front man, Simon.
yeah, I know. Someone should gag me. No, okay. I have so many. I have so strong connections to the songs as I have personal experiences with each and every story behind them. But as for I'm feeling right now, it should be our next and upcoming single. Actually, the song "What You See Is What You Get."
Ta-da!
Because
Ta-da!
that's I won the prize. Aha!
You won the prize.
Yeah. You see, I should talk.
Yeah. So since I'm about to play this track, Simon, talk to the listening audience. What was the creative process like for What You See?
The creative process for What You See was that so many of my friends and close ones has been talking to me about that I have a dream to do something, and they are really good at it. It could be like they are good at singing, or they could be good at doing something creative, or something completely different that they do. Or sometimes they have ideas that they want to do something. They have the means, but that's not normal. You cannot do that. What? You shouldn't be able to give up that kind of thing just to do this. Or so the song is actually about how society and peer pressure puts you into something that we all call a normal person, a normal individual. And we don't think that a normal person exists. Each and every person, each and every individual are unique and have their own dreams and their own capabilities. And they should go for that, because that's the only way to be true happy. And just challenge the normality. Just stand up and say, what you see is what you get. This is me. Accept me for who I am with all the flaws, because I am unique. And you should see that, and you should accept that, because I am beautiful for what I am. This is what I see. And as I got this, I had wanted to write this for a long, long time. And what set it off actually was when I sat and I had this in my head, and I sat and did a warm-up exercise on my guitar, and suddenly I found the riff for the song. But what is this? And suddenly, but it connects with this, and the puzzle fell through. Boof! And I went into this trance state. And this song is actually one of the songs that took us least time to record, because we were really happy with everything, and Olof just nailed it. He listened to it, and I think this was one of the songs that you didn't change the key of.
That's correct. And I didn't change the melody either. We took it, but we had one problem with this song, and it was when we should translate it into English. I think I did 10 versions of it, because we couldn't set the mood right. We didn't get the lyrics to fit the rhythm. we explained too much of it into the song, so there was no room for interpretation. So we did a few recordings that we thought, oh, this is good, but maybe not that sentence, and then not that sentence either, and not that sentence either, and we did it a few times. And when I recorded it, we had the whole song recorded and it was finished, and I took it home and listened to it, and I rehearsed it like for a live performance. And I called Simon a week later, and I told him, Simon, please don't kill me, but I know I can record this song much better than it's recorded, because now we have set the lyrics for 100%, and now I've been practicing for it for a week, so now I can do it with more feeling. And as a nice guy, Simon said, is yeah, all right, then we record it once more. so we did.
Well, I want to go ahead and play it for the listening audience. If you guys will go ahead and introduce your track, What You See, to our listening audience.
All right, everybody, get ready to listen to. Are you with me, guys? What you see,
Yes.
What you see,
what you get
is what you get.
yeah.
Whenever a storm is rising, I have no fear. I stand my ground. I'm not a fake or a deceiver. I won't pretend to be anything else. When I tell you what I want, that's what I want and nothing more. When I'm trying, I'm bad for real. There's no hidden agenda from me. What you see is what you get. Full of what you need. Yeah, what you see is what you get. Everything I'll ever do. Some people say, what are you thinking? Like there was me, nothing to me. Others determine laws and rules and what's considered right or wrong. Don't want to listen, but I have to. Want to be allowed to be myself. Every day I keep on fighting for a chance to be myself. What you see is what you get. Full of what you need. Yeah, what you see is what you get. Everything I'll ever do. Don't tell me who I am. Don't tell me who you are. Don't tell me how you think everything works. I know who I am. But do you? No, you don't. What you see is what you get. Full of what you need. Yeah, what you see is what you get. Everything I'll ever do. What you see is what you get. Full of what you need. Yeah, what you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. Is what you see. Is what you get. Is what you see. Yeah, what you see is what you get.
Oh my gosh. Guys, if you're just tuning in, you are live right here on Endie Fiya with your girl Nikia and Swedish Story Metal Trio. Pressure. See, you know what? I gotta stop. As much as I wanted to have rock bands and heavy metal bands on the show for the month of February, it was not a good idea. I mean, it was a great idea, but it wasn't a good idea. Like, I'm supposed to be stress free like for the next month, because I have to have a cardiac procedure the middle of March. And so me up here jumping around and slamming stuff around like I'm at some heavy metal concert wasn't a good idea tonight, because now I'm out of breath. Like, I'm over here out of breath, and my assistant is looking at me like I'm crazy. But this song right here, you know, if you embody the lyrics from what I could understand, I mean, I couldn't understand much because I was in another zone. But if you just embody the representation of what Simon explained in the beginning of the song, you know, it's kind of like what he said. You know, take me for who I am, and if you can't, then screw you. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the representation that I took from the song. You know, and I don't know who it is who did the wicked laugh, but you know, when you hear that that laughter, it just kind of ignites you even more. And then the guitar solo, you know, in the middle, that amps you up even more. So like my adrenaline is pumping and my blood pressure is probably too high right now. Like I just need to calm down. Whoo, and exhale. Oh my gosh, what did you guys think about what you see? I loved it. I really like Anumer. Like, I got to say that with, you know, all types of exquisiteness, you know, to make sure that I say it correctly. I really love that track. But I really love what you see is what you get, because that's how I kind of live life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't conform to anyone's standards of how they feel that Nakia should be, that I walk to the beat of my own drum. So what you see is what you get is pretty much how I live life. And so that song right there just kind of, yeah, I can see myself waking up to that, getting my cardio on in the morning. Yeah, I love it, guys. I love it. Now, that drops on Friday the 19th. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's correct.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes. Yes. So you guys heard it here. Well, I don't know if you heard it here first, but you heard it on Endie Fiya first. Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. I do. All right, now that my heart rate is down, whew. All right, with you guys being in Sweden, and, you know, us over here in the United States, how do you feel that the internet has impacted the music industry?
Yeah. If I start, it's Olof speaking. If you haven't heard who's who yet, I think it's impacted the industry in both good and bad ways, like normally every major change do. The good thing about the internet is that it's possible for everybody to put your music out there and do recordings and everything kind of, and that's kind of one of the bad things also. but everybody's really got the opportunity and to do something, and you don't have really rich to do it, and you don't have to have people that believe in you and say it's okay. You can be your own master, kind of what you see song over there. But one of the sad things is when you release an album, you don't release an album normally in the old-fashioned way where you have a hard copy of it. And I could miss a little bit of that thing. You can do print hard copies, but normally not very many people will buy them. What's your opinion, guys? Should you start, Simon?
Okay. Yeah. I think I agree with you, and I want to add there's a lot of noise out there right now. If you take one of the streaming platforms that's really popular, Spotify, they release over 40,000 songs a day there. And to break through that noise, you have to have a good deal of luck. You have to have a good deal of skill, but you also have to have some angle. And there is so much work to be done that's not music related nowadays. And I think that there's a lot of good musicians who drowns, and there's a lot of really bad musicians that gets heard. Okay, yeah, I'm a bit in that direction right now, but okay, there is there's a lot of bad things out there, and bad loops, bad performances, and some of the industry that they try to put like fake people out there. They care more about their looks, their image, and the music part. They get fixed in the studio. They get voice corrected. They have a ghost musician play for them and everything. So I would say that internet is really good for a skilled young or old musician who wants to get their music out to their close ones, to their to really realize that you can make your dream come true. But to make it as a musician today, you have to do so much more than this, and you have to put out more work than the 80 or 90 heavy metal acts done, because they had, okay, if we get played by Headbangers Ball on MTV, that's it. Nowadays, right. You cannot do that. So we have to work all around the clock. You have to be visible in every social media. You have to respond to every little thing.
Yes.
Because you never know who sees what. So, and we struggle with that all day long. So yeah, it's a bit. That's my 2 cents. Emil, do you have anything to add?
Anything to add on top of that? I think it maybe is harder to make a living on playing music nowadays than before. Because, this has always come up when you talk to musicians. Oh, we don't earn any money. But regarding, what you can sort of retrieve from the streaming part is sort of, it's nothing basically. It's impossible to make a living on that. It's not even a tenth of what you need. It's far less.
Right.
So I think all the music records, they actually ignore that income because it's too little. So that's kind of, from a professional point of view, it has to come from somewhere else, which basically is go out and play live, and that's, as you know, is impossible right now.
Impossible right now, yeah.
Yeah. But as Olof already touched, it's much easier for people to actually do something. You don't need very expensive equipment to record something yourself. It's possible by yourself to publish things on the streaming sites by yourself. So, in that part, I think it's really nice. And also the other thing is, it's easy in so many ways, I think, to kind of learn the practical parts of playing music today with the internet. When we were kids, you had to, check magazines and whatever. How do you, go buy a book? But today you have YouTube, right? So
right.
In that hand, and that's a really good thing. You never stop evolving, and now it's even easier to sort of get inspiration and advance your skills, because there's so many talented people everywhere, and they share. So that, I think, is a really good thing. That's my 2 cents.
Right, so I'm actually going to end the show with Anumer, but I want to ask, since you're kind of giving your 2 cents, and as seasoned musicians, and professionals in this industry, if there is, an aspiring artist who is listening right now and they've heard, your music, they've listened to your bio, they're just kind of intrigued about this story metal that, you guys have pretty much invented the style of your own. And this aspiring artist saying, hey, I'm into rock. I got a few tracks of my own, and I love everything about Pressure. I love what they stand for. I love what they're putting out to their listening audience. I love the fact that they have embodied something, this idea of taking life as it comes, the good and the bad, and realizing that, the pressure of everyday life, we have to take it as it comes. We see the good and the bad, and we just take it as it is, and we just kind of run with it. And I love what they stand for. But I'm a musician. I'm kind of struggling. I don't know the next step that I need to take. But I know I need to do something. What piece of advice or pieces of advice can you offer to this aspiring young artist?
Yeah, you can do a lot of different things to try to get out there. Of course, you, like you said, you have to have passion for what you do, and dare to be original, not to fit into what everybody else thinks you should do. Believe in yourself. And then you have to do a little bit what Simon and Emil said as well, working a lot at social media, networking, talking to people. Don't be too afraid that somebody will steal your ID or music, because yes, that could happen. But if you don't talk with people working and show them what you're up to, I think it's really hard to get somewhere. And Emil, do you have any thoughts?
I think the most important thing, and it's sort of an easy answer, I think, but don't try to be somebody else. It's easy to say, but it's impossible, because if you're trying to be somebody else is always going to be better at it. So, I mean, do what you like, what you think is good. If nobody likes it, then, well, too bad, but you can't sort of pretend. I mean, that's how it works. You can't pretend something. You need to believe in yourself. Simon?
Yeah, and and I would also say that when you write from yourself, write when you write music, lyrics, or whatever, don't sit down and think about, I'm going to write about something that you do not know or have any connections with. Write from your own experience. Write about your own memories, feelings, your close ones, because then you will have a true connection, and that will be easier to reflect on your instrument or in your voice. Collect emotions. When you stump your toe very hard into your a wall, stop for a second and just remember, okay, this is pain. And when you need pain on the stage, you just take that memory. You just, okay, stump toe, and then you get pain, and you get pain to reflect on the instrument. Collect emotions. Do that, and you will get an emotion bank that you can reflect back on your music. That would be my advice.
Amazing words of wisdom and advice. And guys, like I always say, when we have the guests on the show and they drop these gems, don't just sit on them. Soak up everything that they give you, and not only make them applicable to your careers as music artists, but apply them to your lives overall, because they can be beneficial, to you in every aspect of your life. I thank Simon and Olof and Emil for joining me this evening all the way from Sweden, some of my most favorite gentlemen. I love these guys dearly. I love their music. I want to go ahead and open the floor up to you if you want to get any shout-outs in. Most definitely drop all of your social media links, because that's how people keep in contact nowadays. And so that anyone who's listening live can get in contact with you guys, or anyone who comes back and listens to one of the many playback shows, if they're interested in linking with you guys in any way, purchasing your music, they do have all of that contact information to get in contact with you guys. The floor is now yours.
All right, Simon, hit it.
Perfect. Yeah, you can always find us on pressure.band. That's our homepage, and there is links there to all of the social media and streaming platforms that we are on. And if you want to search for us on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, just search for Pressure Sweden in one word, and you'll find us. And we hope to hear from you. As I said before, we write from stories. So if you have a story that you want to be told, reach out. Perhaps we can make a song of it.
Awesome. I love it. And guys, this right here, make sure that you're right back here Thursday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will have singer-songwriter out of Southern California, Ross Victory, here with us. Yes. This right here, I'm going to leave you with our 2020 Best Pop Song, Anu Mer. You guys have a good night and stay safe over there in Sweden. I hope to meet you and see you guys soon so we can rock out on the stage. I didn't forget. I'm looking forward to it.
That sounds
great.
terrific.
Good night,
So do we.
guys.
All right.